Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. We are back out here working on our 68 Charger that we've named Lazarus. So as you guys know, we are bringing this car back from the dead, and to do that, we're going to first have to start off by doing some pretty significant weight reduction on this car. Now, obviously, those of you guys who have been watching the other videos know we're just about to move to Utah, so all the way across the country. I need to put this car in a trailer, get it across the country as well, and obviously it's not going to be towed like this. Well, I mean, I guess it could be towed like this, but not all of it would arrive in our final location. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull off basically everything that's loose on the car. I would like to cut back our quarters similar to what we did on the other Charger that we're transporting out there as well. So a lot of this is going to end up coming off. So I know you guys got a kick out of this in the last video, but you know, there's not a lot, you know, holding most of the sheet metal on that's currently on this car. So I'm going to get set up. We're going to get these panels cut off. We're going to get the interior cleaned out. We've probably got 100 pounds or so of leaves and debris and different things that all the animals have brought in over the years in this car, and kind of get it cleaned up and ready to transport. So let's get after it. Alrighty guys, we got our trunk lid off the back of the car, and it's pretty obvious now. You know, you see the car is obviously dipping really heavy to the right. You can also see the roof is crunched to the right here. When that roof got collapsed, it did all this damage here on this quarter, and you can see there's just zero support left here on this quarter. Moves something fierce. This side is not caved in. You know, pretty much all the way up to the top of the sail panel there. It's still in relatively good order, but you can see here this side's much better, much more supported here on this side. So did clean off here on the edge of the trunk lid here, and right here we have our VIN number. Okay, so our VIN number, body tag number, it's right here on the back rail of the car. So that number should also match what's on your fender tag, should also match what's on your radiator support. So all three of those numbers should match for this car. I'm gonna verify, make sure that they do. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead, get the grinder out. We're running out of daylight today, but I'm gonna try to get as much as I can cut off the back of this car and keep going on. So let's do it. It looks like somebody trashed a TV in the front of this here. It says Zenith across the back, assuming this is a cover that would go on the back side of a TV. Not quite sure why that's in here. Some good old dough in heat extract. I'm not even going to open this and smell it as bad as I want to. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So what is amazing though is to see tree roots embedded into the floor. You can see that right there. You still having fun, T-Bone? Cool. So yeah, you guys can see here, I mean, this is a floor pan that's just, it's all gone. It's really, really far gone. So we're gonna keep on peeling back the onion here and get to the bottom of this floor pan and get everything out of this interior so we can clean the rest of it up. Alrighty, you guys. Well, unfortunately, I have some terrible news to share with you. As you just saw, found more and more bad sheet metal on this car. You know, we got this car for free. I wasn't expecting, you know, a Barrett Jackson numbers matching show winner here, obviously, with this car. But I have yet to find a single reusable piece of sheet metal that's left on this car. The entire thing has to be repaired, replaced, whatever. Now, if you wanted to do that, you could actually do that without a car. You could build yourself or buy yourself a frame jig and actually build one of these cars directly out of a catalog. For the most part, there's some support pieces and whatnot that you'd have to buy, but it can be done. This car, I don't know if at this point it makes a ton of sense to do that. And I'll be honest, I am sick. I'm sick to my stomach about it, and I hate even having to make this video, but I think there's light at the end of the tunnel. I have some ideas, and I'm going to share those with you here in just a minute. But to start off with, you know, starting at the back of the car, you know, the tail panel, the quarters, all the support pieces, obviously the floors, rear frame rails, all of it's bad. As you guys just saw, we dug into our inner rockers here, and really your rockers, especially for this car without a roof, those are the main support pieces for this car. And what I'm finding is that the doors don't align, they go high to the rear. And so what I think is actually happening here is that when they pulled that rear axle out, they set it on the ground basically ate the car. The roof was basically crushed in on the car, and I think the car is actually breaking in half, or at least, you know, kind of spaghetti noodling. It's all over the place. So it sucks. It really, really sucks. Yeah, I finished up yesterday thinking that I would at least be able to reuse maybe even the front clip and use it with the shell that we picked up. But now that I'm digging into it, the frame rails are bad. I dug into the radiator support, that's bad. Inner aprons are bad. Yeah, it really sucks. It really, really sucks. So I'm gonna do a quick walk around with you guys, show you exactly what I found, to show you I'm not bullshitting you when I say this. But I think what we're gonna have to do with this car is that I have been going back and forth and debating on what drivetrain I was going to use in our very first Charger. Originally I wanted to do a 392 Hemi 6-speed, you know, go kind of full resto mod on it, and I probably still will to some extent. But I think what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take this 383 4-barrel 4-speed out of this car. We're going to stroke the dog shit out of that motor, and we're going to make it fun and fast. And a part of Lazarus is going to continue to live on with the heartbeat, you know, in our other Charger. There's also a lot of other reusable parts. The grill on this thing is damn near mint. We've got a center section that we've got to replace, but all the trim's there. It's all there. As long as we don't break off all the screws getting it out, we should be in good shape. Bumpers are in great shape. The brackets are in good shape. So, you know, there's plenty on this car that we can still get off. But yeah, unfortunately, that's going to be where we head with this car. So if any of you guys are more ambitious than I am, which there's some of you guys out there, and you want to take this build on, you can have the car, at least what's left of the car, for free. Shoot me a message on Instagram, let me know if you want it. But it's located in mid-Michigan. If you're willing to come pick it up, you can take what's left for free. So with that, let's do a quick walk around. I'll show you guys what we're looking at. So yeah, obviously you guys have seen the doors, you know, all of our support pieces here. This roof really needed to be cut off to begin with. You guys already knew that going in. Our floor pan on this car, you know, had been eaten through, and I basically rolled it up like it was wet carpet on the floor. There was actually tree roots growing up through the floor, up into the bottom of the seats, which I've never seen that before. It was pretty extreme, but you know, the whole bottom of this car is just completely eaten away. You can see here on our inner rockers, this has all been eaten away on this car. The other side's really no better. You could take a screwdriver and punch holes anywhere you wanted to on that other inner rocker. The seat cores are really not worth a whole lot either. They're missing springs, they're popping out of it. Half the springs and the front seats actually fell out of the front seats when I pulled them out of the car, so not good. But our door jambs here, also bad. These inner support pieces are rusted through all over the place. All these support pieces up in here. Inner and outer wheelhouse is obviously the quarters. Here looking at the deck filler, you can see this piece is also, I mean, it's barely hanging on. And this is where I got a little bit concerned yesterday, because as I started cutting off the tail panel, the quarters, the back half of this car really just started to fall apart. And that's what we're kind of seeing here with, you know, you can see how loose it is. It's barely hanging on. I could probably break that off, no problem with my hands. But this side of the car is completely whacked. So, you know, even the window linkage and everything in here for our window tracks is missing hardware. It's really not, you know, you could probably rebuild it, refurbish it, but it's not all there. Door jamb on this side, I mentioned inner rocker. Again, I was hoping that maybe I could take this front clip and use it on the other shell that I got, but as I'm looking now, the torsion support's eaten through. Frame rails are also eaten through up both sides. I probably end up having to section like the last 9-12 inches of the frame rails where they connect to the torsion support. So not ideal, not what I like to do, and yeah, just not good in general. But our dash also pretty eaten up. Again, I mean, this car, once the glass is broken out of this car, it really did this car in. Don't need to say a word about the hood. You guys have seen that. Fenders are bad. The inner fenders on this car, especially once you get down on the bottom side and you start looking up, I started knocking off some of the undercoating from the inside, and I could see daylight through it all over the place. So inner fenders are whacked on this. Radiator support, you know, once I started looking into this and really started messing with it, it's all eaten away as well. Firewall, upper and lower cowl. I mean, the list goes on and on, you guys. The drive shaft is all the joints, the pivots are completely sealed up on that. So, not good. So, unfortunately, episode 1 was the story. I think episode 2 now is going to be called the ending, because I think this is where this car is probably going to see its end. But again, if there's anybody else out there that wants to pick this up and you know, build this car, or you know, put it up onto a frame jig and really go through that process, you're more than welcome to. You guys can have what's left for free. So with that, I'm going to try to pull myself together, compose myself, go try to enjoy Easter dinner. I feel sick to my stomach right now, to be honest. I was excited about having 2 chargers and having 2 builds going on for the channel, but I think we're going to have to find something a little bit better starting point. It can still be a rust bucket, but a rust bucket that we can manage and that we can build, and a build that actually makes sense. So yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to end this video here. Hopefully you guys have a great Easter, and I'll probably make a video of us pulling the engine and transmission and what parts we've gotten off this car. But yeah, that'll probably be the end of this build. So take care, guys, and I'll see you guys real soon.